Hey, that sound good, don't it? Sound real good. Sound real good. What's ever, everybody? And we another Tuesday of It's Consulting Time. And we always strive to bring you a consistent quad experience. All right, let's dive right in. So tonight, you're in for a treat, and we tried to have a little bit of balance. So this evening, we have two beautiful young ladies who have immaculate voices. I'm talking about these girls can shine. Do you understand what I'm saying? They can shine. And then we have two gentlemen, two artists who are going to also bring a little masculine flavor on top of one of the artists being a dope author, and he's a media personality as well. So this is going to be real interesting tonight to have him on the other side. So let's jump right in and let's go to the bottom, to Miami. And while I say the bottom, just remember what's on the bottom is holding you up, baby.
Yeah.
Tanisha, hi,
Hello,
beautiful. How
hello.
are you?
You're beautiful. Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. So, Tanisha,
Thank you.
straight out of Miami, Florida, baby, tell us
Yeah.
about yourself.
Okay, I'm 33. Believe it or not. I'm 33 and I'm a parent of two. I'm a single mother out here making it happen by any means necessary that won't go against my morals. I'm gonna say that.
All right, all right, all right, all
But
right.
yes,
So,
yeah,
okay, all right. So we got a mom, an
yes,
artist out in
yes,
Miami.
yes.
So let's just dive in and talk to us about how you jumped into music.
Well, how I jump into music, it's been something that I've been into my entire life. You know, I was singing at church with my grandfather, but for my initial professional music journey, that started in, I believe it was 2015. I was actually challenged to rap, and the song actually went pretty far to where we ended up recording with Def Jam Records in Atlanta. And
Uh-huh.
you know, we created a little movement. We actually run distribution with Convict Music. But during that same period of time, my mom, she ended up falling ill with terminal cancer. So, you know, that was pretty much where my attention went. So of course, you know, when reality sets in, you just have to do what's necessary. In
Yes.
2016, she passed, and I moved from Miami to Georgia, and then there is where I really decided to really like, you know, focus on myself again when it comes to, music.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's interesting. Very interesting. And, we salute your mom in her
yeah,
absence. But we know that absent from the body, we know where her presence is. And that's
yes.
why she is with you. So I ain't going to have to take it there, but you already know what time it is. That's right. That's right. Now, how would you describe your sound?
Say that again.
How would you describe your sound?
Hmm. When it comes to my sound, I would have to say I wouldn't know where to put myself because I sing in so many different keys, and really
Okay.
like my delivery comes out based upon that emotion.
Ooh,
So it's like you can't just say I sound like this or I sound like this person. I feel like it really comes out of my, based on my emotion. So when I hear it myself, I'm like, oh, that was like that came out like that.
you
But it's
purpose your
really strong
passion.
on my emotion. It's really strong on my, how I'm feeling, and that's how I feel like you will capture, everybody else. Because that is very relatable. So I think it comes out in my sound. I couldn't. mm.
So, where have you performed?
I performed in Miami and Atlanta, but when I was doing those two things, I was doing something other than singing. So as for me singing, I haven't actually went out because everything is so closed down right now, and this is around the time where this is when I would be doing more performing. So since we're pretty much closed down, I'm pretty much waiting for the world to open back up so we can get to it.
Okay. All right. And it's interesting that, your music, I mean, your voice is awesome. I love like the song, your single. Definitely want you to talk a little bit about your single and kind of what inspired your single. But before we do that, how do you feel the internet and social media impacts the industry?
Um, I think when it comes to the internet, there's more of a instant gratification. Before, a lot of artists would have to like really go out there and put in the footwork. And I think that's really what I got a lot of my admiration from, is seeing them go so hard to put out their craft for the world to hear it. But the advantage that, newer artists and the younger generation have is if they put something out and they market it and strategize well, it's right there for you. So, it's quicker to get to. And you'll be able to see you'll see a lot firsthand, based upon back in the day you would have to wait for magazines or, an interview or something like that. Now we have
That's true.
that instant, look
That's
into things.
true. That's true. Okay. Guys, if you're just checking in, I am sitting here chopping it up with Ms Tanisia Moss, and she is dope. Miss Moss to you. She is super dope. So now let's talk about this single before I even get you to tell everybody where they can find your music and check you out on social media. Tell us about Leave Me.
Okay, this particular song I feel is it could be for a man or a woman. It doesn't matter. I feel like sometimes we're caught up in relationships that no longer serve us and that'll
Mm,
keep us stuck, you know. And, it could be different types of scenarios about that particular relationship. A lot of people feel like they have to be with somebody, or that person make them feel like they can't be there. They will never be anything without them. So this is pretty much believing in yourself and choosing yourself. You know,
absolutely.
sometimes you just not good enough for somebody who you're not created for, and you never will be
Ooh.
because that's not who you're supposed to be with. So this is
Mm.
pretty much what that's about.
Honey, I'm gonna send that song to a couple of people and be like, listen to the song coming out of her
Just
mouth,
leave me
y'all.
alone, please. Yes, just leave me alone, please, so I can go get what's mine in the world,
I know
please.
that's
Yeah.
right.
But that's typically what happened. And I literally recorded the song a month after I left that relationship. It wasn't serving its purpose. It was doing more harm than anything. And though it was not a physical abusive situation, that the wrong mental stimulation could be
Yeah,
detrimental for a lot of people. A lot of people will really start to believe what they hear all the time, and you have to have that strong mind to say, okay, enough is enough, and I choose me first, and I choose my kids, because if I'm not
absolutely.
right, my kids don't see that, they're not gonna be right. So yeah, that's how
Absolutely.
that came about.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? I love the fact that you are a mother first. I love it. I love it. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media and where they can find your music.
Making me blush.
Oh,
Hold up, the sound,
it went
my
away.
sound going out. My apologies.
Oh, no problem. So tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
I don't know what's going on. I'm in the same
Is it
spot. I
still
can't
messing up?
move.
Oh,
I don't know what that's about. I guess they didn't want me to finish saying what I had to say. Can you hear me though? You can hear me, right?
I can. I definitely can hear you. Absolutely.
Okay, and I don't
Absolutely.
want to have to drag out your interview like this, but I do want to let the people know to
No.
believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, and whatever you feel like it is that you want to do, nobody will understand it but you. This is your journey. So a lot of people will never understand what it is that you're trying to do. They won't understand how you move because it's not for them to understand. Just stay true to you and you're going to always be all right. That's it.
That's all right. Yes. Ms Tanisia, thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm going to talk to you in your
Y'all can
inbox,
follow
okay?
her. Okay.
All right, the world. Thank you.
And guys, you can find her on Instagram at Ms Moss to you. I'm not really sure what happened to her sound, but you can definitely find her on Instagram. So it's Ms Moss, and I think it's underscore to you. And what I'll do, you know that when I go back and do clips and things of that nature, I will make certain to tag her. But you definitely have to listen to this music, right? But now, next interview, and this person is going to be very, very interesting because not only is he a rapper, he is also an author and a media personality. So it's going to be super dope to bring to you, to present to you, Mr. Slic Young. What's up, Slic?
Man, you made me sound like I was better than I really am.
What? Whatever. Whatever. You are spectacular. You are awesome. And that's how we're going to carry it. So tell everybody about this West Coast native named Slic Young.
Well, I am from the West. Started off as a rapper in the early 2000s. Did everything I wanted to do, you know what I mean, besides being famous, but all the shows I've wanted to do, I've got all that done. Decided to take a little time off and write a book. In the process of writing a book, dabbled into radio a little bit and went from there to now I'm now actually hosting the B-Side interviews, which is a podcast I run and an author. So I do a lot of things.
Wow. All right. So let's break it down. We're going to break this thing down into a tripod. All right. So what is the base of it all? Is it your artistry? Is it your writing? Or is it you as a media personality?
Right now, the media personality is paying the bills. So, you know what I mean?
Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So, all right, just look, you got the floor. Talk to us about B-Side interviews. Tell us all about it, how you get on and all of that.
All right. So what I did was when we first got put on lockdown for the pandemic, I was sitting at home and I'm sitting there thinking, what am I going to do? I'm going to be bored being stuck in the house. So, you know what? I've always, I was originally with a podcast and, we decided to go our separate ways. And I'm like, I just don't want to be bored. So I want to keep this podcast thing going. And what I want to do was interview celebrities. So I use a lot of my connects, started reaching out to people. And in the process of reaching out to people, I was able to get a lot of yeses, a lot of nos. But the yeses were the ones that are most important to me because they helped me get this podcast going. And so what I did is I developed like 18, 19 interviews, pre-recorded. I started looking at ways to distribute it. I didn't want to be the guy who puts it on YouTube and gets 30 views. That didn't work for me. So I started looking at bigger YouTube brands that already had a following, already had people that were, backing them. And I said, we worked out a deal, and I ended up going on the channel Hip Hop News Uncensored, which they have 637,000 subscribers. And we worked out a deal, and my videos has been on there since then until October 19th. We're going on Roku, MJ on network. We have made it official. We're going to be on Roku October 19th.
Hey, that's what's up. And you know what? Shout out to MJ. I absolutely adore MJ. She has truly become an industry sister to me. And I appreciate you, MJ, for everything. And so thank you for introducing me to this magnificent young gentleman, Slic Young. So that's what's up. Yeah, MJ be rocking it out. I love her to death. So B-Side interviews, what does that mean?
I got the name because it was a time growing up, we all had cassette tapes. In the process of having cassette tapes, some of the best songs that were on a radio weren't on the radio, were on the B-side tape. And it was nothing but classics. So I took the motto, and that's what these interviews are. We're going to give you classic interviews at all times, something you can remember.
Okay. So, all right. So we talked about Slic as the media personality. Now, Did the artist come first though?
Yes.
So what inspired you to make music?
My aunt is legendary hip hop rapper Yo Yo, and I
Ah,
so I took in her footsteps. She was one of my biggest inspirations. I wanted to be like her, and I grew up a quiet kid, really shy. Always had great intellectual skills, but I was really shy, and rapping was an outlet for me.
okay. Okay. All right. All right. So I guess I wouldn't ask you which famous musicians or rappers do you admire because we already know one. And shout out to a living legend because Yo Yo is definitely a legend. Definitely. So when when you start writing and you start putting things together, what does your creative process look like? Because you're an author as well, so I'm trying to kind of forge that relationship and see what it looks like.
Okay, so the process, whether it's music, whether it's doing interviews, whether it's writing books, it's always been the same process since I was 7 years old. The story is already in my head. The story is 100% already in my head. So when I'm working on an album, if I was doing an album and it had maybe 15 tracks, in my head, 1 through 15 is already titled. 1 through 15 is already, to have the concept of each song. This song has to come after this. This song has to come after this. This song needs to sound sonically sound like this. And it was the same thing with my books. I've already had every book I wrote has been about my life, so I've already had the story in my head. It was just paint the picture for you guys.
That's interesting, guys. If you're just checking in, you are hearing from West Coast native rapper Slic Young, who is not just a rapper, he's an author and a media personality and truly a gentleman, if I must say so. Slick, what is it about the industry that you would change if you could change anything?
Um, the way we look at things. Um, which actually works perfectly in what I was gonna and now I'm working on another book, and this book is how to get into the industry. The industry is a book of secrets, and they don't tell you how to do certain things. And me personally, I feel that me becoming this media personality was proven fact that you can sit at home in front of your laptop and interview celebrities if you want. The industry would never tell you it's that easy. So I'm writing a book on how to get through the industry from being nothing, and I tell people my biggest thing. I tell people I went from not knowing how I was going to release these interviews to jumping on a platform that had 600,000 subscribers to now going into a TV network from nothing. So if I can do it, anybody can do it.
That's it. That's it. Shout out to Slic Young. It's always interesting to me how we're scared. We're scared and we do not realize that sometimes all people want you to do is ask. Because a lot of time people are waiting, especially in this pandemic. So many people cannot wait to get on a platform such as yours or mine and just have a conversation because what? They're not touring. Everything is shut down. And so this is how we're going to communicate. So that is super duper dope. Now, here comes the fun part. What were you like? I know you talked about you were very intellectual, you were quiet, but what were you like as a kid?
I was quiet. I had imaginary friends. I wrote stories all the time. I'm pretty sure I talked to myself somewhere within that whole scenario. But then I got, like I said, I'm a big advocate on anti-bullying. I was bullied as a kid, all these things, and then I became a rapper. I played a lot of sports. I was great at sports, and my whole image just changed. When I realized I found myself, it's like, okay, now I can talk. Now you guys can't get me to shut up.
That's it. That you found your voice. So you know what? With that respect, what advice would you give to artists coming up through the ranks now?
Um, it's crazy. I ask every guest that I am interviewed the same question. So on my end, it would be understand the business. And I don't mean the business of the music industry or movie industry. Understand the business of how everything works. As a rapper, I said I quote myself a lot because I think I said a lot of incredible things in my life. But one of the things I've said is I don't care about anything you may say you have if you do not have copyrights to your own name. So understand the business. You can sell me 1,000,000 songs, you can have 1,000,000 views on YouTube, but if you still got to pay Def Jam and Def Jam has to pay Universal, Universal has to pay this person, you're not making no money on yourself.
You know, it's so interesting that you say that. So I'm gonna piggyback. So now we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna actually interview. Yes, this is an interview, but let's have a conversation because, you know, I work with a lot of independent artists, and a lot of the artists that I work with, it's interesting. They don't want to pay for consultative services, but they'll go and pay for a showcase that's not going to give them any, because the reality is that we're building these things, but people aren't wanting to learn. They just want to go. And a lot of times I find myself saying, you can't just go.
What I want to say to that, and I want every up and coming artist, every up and coming comedian, every up and coming actor to come. What I've learned, because I deal with the exact same thing. Stop paying $200, $300 to get on the show to sell pre-sale tickets. They came to see Lil Wayne. They're not gonna come to see you. And it's a waste of time to spend that money when you can be wasting time, when you can be spending your money on ASCAP and BMI and SoundScan and getting your numbers up. Do not go pay $250 and sell $100 pre-sale tickets. It's not gonna ever work. I'm gonna know right now.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Cut. So yeah, look, cut. So what you're saying is, or what I hear you saying is that invest in yourself. Invest in the things that can truly propel you and not the things that bring visibility to someone else's platform. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because what happens is, and I use Lil Wayne as a platform. I mean, as an example, we get these artists in our city, and no disrespect to any of these artists, because I actually admire all. But you get a promoter and say, hey, we're bringing Lil Wayne to such and such arena. We want you to pay $400 to get on and sell pre-sale tickets. You're gonna perform a 15-minute set, and unless you finna rock the crowd and make sure that you're the greatest that they ever seen, they're 9 out of 10 times you're performing while they're still checking tickets and seeing people. No one's gonna remember that. No one remembers that. They came. 9 out of 10 of these people that's gonna show up to the show is not gonna come to the show until 15 minutes before Lil Wayne gets on stage anyway. So you spend your money on the long term of this industry, the long term, not the monetary.
Wow, guys, if you are just checking in, you are listening to Slic Young. And number one, he's not just a rapper. He's so much more than an artist. He is a brand and an entrepreneur and an author, and he's writing a book for you. He's writing a book for you so that you can understand how to make things happen in the industry. So you might want to follow him. You might want to connect with him. This is very important. I'm so glad that you spoke about understanding the business. You know, social media has made it so easy to become ignorant. And, you know, it used to be that people were ignorant and foolish and you didn't know. But social media truly, and the sad thing is that, and this goes for everybody listening, the sad thing is that we have people out here who are somewhat talented, because I feel like everybody is talented in their own way. But we have individuals out here who are somewhat talented, but for some reason in their mind, they're up here. And then they're wondering why they're not taking off. And it's like, number one, we got to step down, come back to reality, and crawl before we walk. And I feel like your humility, your ability to understand the business is what's really propelling you.
I know. I know we're running on short time, but I really want to drop one quick jewel that I'm going to put for people. So the way I was able to get these B-side, and I'm teaching you guys a lesson here. The way I was able to get these interviews, the B-side interviews popping, was I set off low. I went and got C-list and D-list celebrities, people that's been in the industry years ago. You accumulate 5 or 10 of those. So when you accumulate 5 or 10 C-lists, you're able to go to the B-list and say, I got 10 of these. After you got 10 of those B, then you go up to the A. So it's a stepping stone. It's not just, I'm gonna reach out to Cardi B and see if Cardi B is gonna want to come to your show. No, I had to go get the smaller cats that may have been in the industry a long time ago. And it works. It works in my favor. So I will come, but that's just a little something.
Look, it's all good. Slick, thank you. Once again, you love it so much more when you're self-taught and when you have to walk through the valleys to reach the mountaintop. So I salute you. I'm walking through it with you. I'm not in the valley anymore, but I'm climbing. So I salute you. I thank you for taking time to come onto my platform. I look forward to supporting you in all of your endeavors, and make sure you tell the people where they can find you on social media, where they can find your books, and where they can find you on your on YouTube.
Okay. So first, you can find my books, Conquer the World, Don't Wait for Anyone to Conquer it for You, and Let's Conquer Mental Health. Both of those are on the Barnes & Noble website, so go to Barnes & Noble. If you want to check out B-side interviews, go to Hip Hop News Uncensored. But starting October 19th, there will no longer be Hip Hop News Uncensored. We will be on MJ Own Network on your Roku TV, your smart TVs. We got the network thing going, so that it'll be on there. There. You want to find me particularly Slickstagram, SLICSTAGRAM. It's a cool name, right? So Slickstagram, follow me on that. And before I leave, I want to shout out to the designer apparel, Corner 10 Productions. And you guys see the shirt. This is Inspired Design.
Sit up a little bit more so we can see it. Let me zoom out.
Look at the shirt. Inspired Designs. Follow them on Instagram. They made this incredible shirt. So shirts, onesies, masks, anything you need, Inspired Designs got you. So go on ahead and follow them on Instagram also.
Slick, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for being honest and open.
I appreciate you and your platform. So how about we're going to flip the script and you come in and let me interview you?
I'll be there. You just tell me what time and what day, and I will be there. And I can see what's forthcoming in the future. So keep doing what you're doing. And one thing about it, each one teach one. So we might not be able to save the masses, but if we can save and train just one, we're doing what we need to do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes. Have a good evening, darling.
Thank you.
All right. Oh my God. See, that's what I love. That's what I love when we can talk about truth and transparency. And that's one of the things, guys. Let me just throw this out there before we move on to the next person. In this industry, no, you know what, scratch that. In this life, you cannot think more highly of yourself than you ought. Because there's always somebody else out there that's going to be a step above, and that's going to know more than you, and that's going to be more talented than you. And I'm all about motivating and encouraging one another, but sometimes you got to be honest with one another. But it starts with being honest with yourself. And so I ain't going to go all the way there, but I just thought I would throw it out there. So before we bring the next young lady on, I just want you to listen to a little bit of music. Hey, see, I can't let you hear all of it, but you know what? Let me tell you, this is so funny. And I'm going to do it to her because I know everybody does it to her. And I already know she probably do it to herself. Where in the world is Carmen Diego? What's up, Carmen?
Yeah. Happens all the time.
Carmen, I had to do it. I had to do it. How are you?
I'm great, Queen. How are you?
Spectacular. I'm spectacular. So look, let's just jump right in, Carmen. Look, guys, first and foremost, let me tell you how I met Carmen. I heard her perform live. That's it. That's all I can say. And I'm gonna let her just go on with her story. So, Carmen, introduce yourself to the world and tell everybody who you are.
Hello, world. I am Carmen Diego. I'm an R&B artist from North Carolina. Yeah.
What part of North Carolina?
A little small part called Husky.
You better rep a Husky because I know all about a Husky. Y'all grow some good stock down there.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely. So, Carmen, how did you jump into the world of music?
Been doing it ever since I can remember, singing since I was a little girl, like preschool age. And about at the age of 15, I started writing songs. I was in a girl group with myself and two of my cousins, and just wrote the songs, just singing, just love to do it. And that's how I kind of got involved into it. And I just always kept my passion for it and just kept doing it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Music-wise, what does your creative process look like?
My creative process looks something like this. The atmosphere. I'm in my bedroom, sitting on the bed. That's the creative process. Or if I'm out living life or around people that I know, that's where I get a lot of my ideas from, or things I've been through personally. And I sit here and I just think about it. Sometimes I might wake up out of my sleep and just be ready to record. I record myself. So that's what the process looks like. Sometimes I just the song you were just playing. I woke up, I freestyle it, and I record it. So that's the process.
That's amazing, Carmen. Amazing. And you know what? We are coming up in this industry. Females are truly going to do a new thing. So shout out to you and keep making your music because you might be the next dope female. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So how would you describe the music that you typically create?
The songs that I typically create are R&B, ballads, slow, those are where my roots came from. But my first single that I dropped called Trap Phone, that was something a little bit different for me. So it's more trap infused, but I still put my stamp on it and put that soul into it. So that was different, but I decided to release that first when I came out to drop the project that I just dropped. So
all right, so let's let people hear a little bit of Trap Phone. I guess I give them a little bit. Let's see here. That's a
Hey, it's me, it's the hottest in the city. I'm here to get money, come on, baby, hit you with pay. Sounds on me, yeah, it costs a couple $100, baby. You so dope, it's the last country, baby. It's on the tail, those streets keep my shit. Really great nights and ain't no stopping. Boom, 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 it's over and done. 10 grand, come on, let's go. Yeah, that's all y'all getting, y'all. If you want the song, you got to go
run the streams up, because that's what it's about, running the views and the streams up. Yes. Hello. Carmen Diego. Carmen Diego. I know where it came from, but how does it fit you?
Okay, naturally, it did come from the cartoon where, it's Carmen Diego. So we just shortened it up. A couple of my friends that I was, working with, I will always be somewhere. So they just start calling me Carmen Diego, for short. And it just kind of stuck. Like I'm liable to be anywhere.
Got it. Okay. Now, what artists would you most like to collaborate with?
To collaborate with, I like the baby. I do. I like the baby. He's from North Carolina, so relatable. So I like his music. I think I would like to collab with him.
Girl, it's too many babies out here for me. It's Lil Baby, the baby, my baby, your baby. I tell everybody, I only know one baby. That's the baby of my generation. Baby. That's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to
I
it.
want to collaborate with all the babies. The baby, little baby, baby face, all of them.
Oh, girl, yes, baby. Baby say so. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, do you have any upcoming projects that you want to tell us about?
Well, I do have some unreleased music that I would like to drop since I haven't released something, in
Okay.
a minute now. So I think the people are ready for something new from me. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm getting that together currently. So
Okay.
I think I'm gonna name the project Untamed. So I'm not sure exactly the lineup of songs, but I have a list of unreleased things that I want to kind of put together to put something out for the people.
Sounds great. Sounds great. So when Carmen isn't making music, what does she do?
Carmen, eating. She loves to eat.
Do you like to cook or do you like to bake?
Cook. I like to cook.
Okay. I hear you. And what's one of your favorite dishes?
What'd you say?
What's one of your favorite dishes?
I'm trying to eat a little healthier, so I like to bake my meats, my food, eat salads and stuff like that. So changing my eating.
I know girl. Yeah, it's hard, honey. It's hard. This coronavirus just child did a number, but that's all right. That's right. We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back.
That's right.
What advice would you give to other aspiring independent artists?
I would definitely tell them, as far as I know from experience, get out there and to network. That's kind of what I had to do. I had to break out of my shell because I was kind of a quiet, shy person. So I definitely had to get out there and learn how to talk and network more and make connections to get to the point that I am now. So that's kind of where you saw me performing. Like I wasn't even going to do the show. That's crazy. Funny story. That day before I came to do the show, I was here in North Carolina. I fell down the steps. Yeah, it hurt really bad. But I got up, kept going, brushed myself off, drove there to Virginia Beach and did the show. And when I got off stage, that's when you approached me. I was shocked. I didn't, expect that at all. And I was like one of the first R&B singers to perform with an all like male hip hop dominated platform. So that was kind of gonna keep me from doing the show initially. But I did it.
Absolutely. And you were magnificent.
Thank you.
You were magnificent, live. And that's my thing. I always listen, like studio all day. Studio it up all day. But when you can sing live,
yeah.
All right. Make sure you tell the people where they can find you on social media, where they can find your music and all of that.
Okay, you can find me at 252 Carmen Diego. That's 252 Carmen Diego. IG, Snap, whatever. I don't really do too many other social media platforms. Mostly on IG, you can find me. And my project that's currently out, 2 Up, 2 Down. Shout out VA, on all streaming platforms. Check out my track on and the latest single, VA Love Jones.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is super dope, super duper dope. So,
Yeah.
Carmen, thank you so very much for being here with me. Um, you really, I'm telling you, your voice is amazing. Your voice is amazing. And so we definitely want you to continue to share your gift with the world. And if it's anything we can do to help you propel you forward, let us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
No problem. And you have a great evening.
You too.
Guys, that was just Carmen Diego. And Carmen Diego is um out of Carolina, enjoying herself, doing her thing, making music, and she really is a very, very sweet, gentle spirit. However, what we're gonna do for the last leg, we about to turn it up. We about to turn it up because this gentleman, y'all, I met this man on the red carpet in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. And at first, I was like, what you say your name is? What are you trying to say? And he was like, TTGFred. And I'm like, okay, TTGFred. I'm like, look, all these acronyms, I can't deal with it. But then when I realized what the TTG stood for, I said, okay, let me step back. Let me step back and get my life together because TTG is trained to go. What's up, TTG Fred?
What's up, baby girl? What's up? What's up? What's going on?
It is good. Look, it's good to see you on the screen, even though I can't wait to see you on the big, big, big screen. So tell everybody who
No
TTG
kids,
Fred
for real,
is.
for real. You should tell everybody about.
Yeah, tell everybody who you are.
Oh shit, what's up, y'all? It's a kid trying to go Fred. I'm an indie artist from Atlanta, Georgia. Most of all, I'm a father of 4 beautiful girls. By the time a lot of y'all look at this, I'm so big of a freak. I might be a father of 5 beautiful girls, but I don't know. Hell of a good nigga. I can be a dangerous nigga if you take me there. What else can I say? Trying to go. I got a good heart that can turn bad at any second. Uh, I don't know if that don't get you nothing out of that, then you ain't gonna get me anyway. But that's what I got for y'all. No kisses.
You know what? I love it. And I just love your energy. You have a way of presenting yourself, but your energy is super dope. People, I can tell, you're very straightforward. So sometimes people don't know how to take it. But I definitely love your presentation. But what I want to talk about before we even talk about you being a rapper, you're the CEO of your label, right?
Correct.
What inspired you to create your own label?
I've been doing this music thing for about 6 years. I had 3 major situations where I had a decision to sign to a label, denied a deal, and I denied all 3. Um, Well, I'm not gonna do that. I was about to say the labels, but that ain't my style. But yeah, I denied the labels because of the offers, and I feel like, what I'm saying, I'm worth a lot more, not a little more, but a lot more than what they tried to offer me. And then I put my ones and twos together, and it came to the point like, if these labels ain't gonna respect me for who I am, why not start my own and put respect on my own name? You feel me?
Fire, fire. So, if you don't mind, I want to dive into that a little bit deeper because once again, this is called it's consulting time for a reason. And what you just said speaks volumes because I constantly say this every day on my reels. I'm like, just because it look good, just because you see all this drip, just because you see butt naked females everywhere, that don't mean that that's real in every situation. So, Fred, talk a little bit about kind of how you were able to read between the lines. Like, what was it that helped you read between the lines?
I mean, shit. I don't know. This what I learned about the whole thing, man. Like, okay, so just like every other artist, I was hype about all the bling and the money and this and that and this and that okay, so like I was around labels that this one is one at the bottom. I was around labels to situations where like I'm gonna tell y'all how these rappers get caught up. So
Okay.
I got invited to parties. Let's just say like, okay, I get invited to a strip club or whatever, right? And before I can sit down, I'm getting handed 6,000-7,000 in ones. Like, hey man, throw this shit. You know what I'm saying? Throw this. Woo woo woo. So they're like, man, you want me to just throw these 6,000 or 7,000? You know what I'm saying? Like, just throw this, man. Throw this. They might got extra jewelry around, sitting around or whatever. Oh, here, bro, put this on, bro. Put this on. Woo woo walla walla. So don't get me wrong, I was caught up in the hype, just like everybody else be. I'm talking about caught up, and shit. Like, I don't know. It made me learn. Like, you know, I was getting took out of town. 6-star hotels. I never even knew it was a such thing as a 6-star hotel. You know what I'm saying? Where I come from, we don't talk about never 5-star hotels. And you the man, I want you to do that. You know what I'm saying? These folks turning me out to 6-star. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm the man. I'm the man. And he's like, so when it was time to like get ready to take the money, I'm not gonna even act like the money was just really the problem, because the money was a problem. But then I learned my situation. Like, I asked too many questions, and labels don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't like when you ask too many questions. They want you to take what they say and run with it. When you ask too many questions, you become a problem. But asking too many questions can also save your life. Because I asked enough questions to the point where I learned that once I take this certain amount of money, once I take this certain amount of money or whatever, if I read deep into my contract, the contract basically let me know, look, we're gonna give you this amount of money. Hey, but we're gonna sit you on this back burner for a minute. We need you to wait because we gotta finish pushing such and such, then we gotta push such and such, then we're gonna push such and such, and then we're gonna come push you. So it like not only you don't want to give me what I want, you want me to sit back. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, let me explain it in line terms. So you know when you buy a new pair of shoes or something, because we all got shoes in our closet. But if we buy a new pair of shoes, you put your new pair of shoes in the front because it's a newer pair of shoes. Or a new clothes, you hang them in the front of your old clothes because they're newer. So I'm not about to be a new artist and you just put me behind all the old shoes and the old clothes. It's like, I never knew it went that way. So you got to know something wrong with this situation. You can break life down into simple terms and save yourself from a lot of situations. So that was another big part of my situation. I wasn't willing to get slapped and put behind on the back burner, and I don't give a damn how much money they getting you, man. I don't think you should either. Because this one thing y'all got to know. And these folks offering y'all anything, trying to do any type of business with you, period, it's only because they see dollars. So if they see dollars in you, they already did you a favor anyway. Because once you know they see dollars in you, now you know that you are dollars. You are capable of becoming dollars. So it's like, take your favor. A lot of people still gonna take the situation no matter what I'm saying. But people like me, I took my favor. I know it's a possibility that I'm dollars. And I promise you, like, man, I'm growing more and more every day. It might ain't that growth that they could have gave me for signing my life away. But when I tell you on my little organic grind, like, I don't give a damn if it's a peak at a time. But one thing about this, if you can keep going up, it don't matter how many times or how big you're going up, your only mission is to go up. Sooner or later, you're going to get to the top. It might take a little longer than others. It might take, you know what I'm saying? But then I'm going to respect mine more. You know what I'm saying? They gonna respect mine more. They gonna respect mine more than you. You gonna go places and they gonna know, hey, he just signed this, and they lift him up. Then they gonna tell you, hey man, it was Shawty right there, stayed down. Shawty, I remember watching Shawty. He did this show, that show, that show, this show, this post, that post, this video, that song, this mistake. And they like, look at Shawty today. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, I ain't tripping, man. It is what it is, man. You gotta just stay down for what you really believe in. And I'm a strong believer, no kids.
TTGFred, let me just say this. Because we couldn't really chop it up on the red carpet, you know, because we were moving. But if anybody would have told me that you were coming with the fire that you just spit out here, you just fooled everybody on the industry in less than 5 minutes. And the bad part about it is that it's people that look like you and I that's doing this.
Yeah, true story, for real, for real.
But let's bring it back up and let's talk about TTGFred the rapper. What is your sound?
Uh, it's more of I mean, I got first thing first. I got my own sound, and and how can I explain my sound? Because when I say things, you know what I'm saying, I like to say them like they should be said one time, then saying something
Okay.
that's gonna make me look like a fool in the future. So, so I like to take my time before I speak. But okay. So my sound. This is how I can explain my sound. One word gonna explain my sound. Real. You're not gonna hear a lie. You're not gonna hear me say something like, I just jumped in my Audi. I hit the push start and it started floating like a spaceship. You're not gonna hear me say that. You might hear me say, I just jumped in my Audi. Before I trunk it, I sat back and took a deep breath because I still couldn't believe it was mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna keep it straight real with y'all every single time. Like, that's one thing I can promise y'all gonna get out of me. You're gonna get the exact real every single time. I ain't gonna overflex. Because what these overflexing artists is doing is making everybody else feel small about their life or about their situation. People ain't appreciating the goals that they're accomplishing. Like nowadays, people get their first car and they be like a little Pontiac and they don't even talk about it. They just want to drive it place to place with some little tents and hope they don't nobody see them. When back in my day, man, when we bought our first Honda, man, we were posting the hell out that motherfucker. Hey,
Hello?
this mine. Check me out. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this me, do what I'm doing. But the rap gang got the street so caught up. These folks don't even know how to enjoy their first nothing, man. These people ain't even posting their first kids no more because everybody posting their kids in Gucci and Louis, and they scared to post their kids in the little cute little Walmart and Target clothes. Man, the world is fucked up, man. But if you get caught up on that, you will fake from the jump. You will fake from the jump.
Wait a minute. I think I brought you on the wrong show. I need to have you on my Thursday night show where we talk about this. Because for real, you know what? Y'all, September 26th in Atlanta, Georgia, TTGFred gonna be in the house for the Atlanta Hip Hop and Fashion Awards. You already know I'm gonna be on the red carpet, so you already know you better make your way because we're gonna tear it up. Because this thing just got real. I was not expecting this, and I believe, just like you, I believe in keeping it a stack. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I did not expect you to come on here and school the churn the way you just schooled them. Now I'm gonna put you in the hot seat though. Why aren't you actively developing an artist development program with your label, or are you?
I mean, okay, so the way I live is you gotta take everything like one step at a time. So I recently like started this label in like February. So I just spent so much time on this mixtape that I just dropped, by the way. Y'all go check it out. TTGFred, Share Son, Share spelled CHELLESON. The Share Son is all one word. But like I put so much hard work and craft into that project. Like so like I don't like to do multiple things if I can't stay focused on all of them. I was spending so much money on videos and wardrobe and locations and models and you know what I'm saying, just whatever, you know, just spending money. But you know, like I told y'all, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all every single time. I say I ain't had time to do my artist developing and stuff because before people want to work with you, like no matter how nice a person seems or what you think you see in a person, everything is about dollars when it comes down to it business. So before I put myself in a situation where I'm sitting on the back end, like I'm trying to beg somebody or get a deal, I'm take my time and do everything how I got to go. So at the same time, I'm paying for all these videos and all this, whatever. I'm still paying bills out here. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like you know what I'm saying? I got my kids a house that I pay for. I got my family now that I'm with, you know what I'm saying, that I pay for. You know what I'm saying? I ain't one of them artists finna tell you, yeah, this ain't nothing, man. I throw it in the air, I throw it in the trash, because that ain't true, big dog. Before I spend a dime, I play with a little. Even if I don't got paper in my hand, man, I play in my head and I do numbers and I let myself know, hey, but before you spend this now, hey, count back and make sure, hey, you know, this coming up, oh, but this finna be this, and you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, man, that just showed me down, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man, you know what I'm saying? All that pretty boy cute shit everybody doing, y'all keep it up. But I got real responsibilities. I got people that if I slip and I fuck up, like some people that gonna be outside for real, and there won't be nobody to blame but me. So like, yo, with that being said, like I ain't in no rush. You know what I'm saying? I don't plan on giving up never. I ain't in no speeding. I'm just a turtle to all these rabbits, man. Let them do their thing, man. I'm on my way though. I'll be there soon, man. I sit down and have coffee with y'all when I get up there, man. Right now I'm making my coffee at home. Y'all keep sitting at Starbucks. I'll be there sooner or later. I'm gonna keep just drinking my little Folger, my little homemade Folger, and I'm gonna keep living, man. I ain't tripping, man. I ain't in no rush. What's meant to happen gonna happen, man. No kids. What's meant to happen gonna happen.
You better. TTGFred, like, yo, I am just elated that you came to rock out with me. And thank you for being who you are in the game. And keep being who you are. Keep being real. Keep being transparent. And keep not letting nobody get over on you. But also, what I charge you to do, though, each one teach one. Try to teach at least one so they don't get caught up. Because I'm watching them get caught up every day. Every day, I'm watching these young cats give people $500, $600, $700 to listen to a song, and they're not getting anything in return.
You live and you learn, man. You live and you learn.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You learn.
Let everybody know where they can find you on social media and where they can find your music.
Oh yeah, man. If you need some everyday motivation, some real life inspiration, follow me on Instagram, TTGFred with the number 6 behind it. That's TTG stand for trying to go. In case you get your letters wrong, that's TTG Fred FRED with the number 6 behind it. I promise you, you won't just be disappointed, and you get a mixture of everything. Some days I'm gonna be being funny. Some days you're gonna see me being a great dad. Some days you're gonna see me rapping. Some days you're gonna see me doing some fun stuff with my girl. Some days you're gonna see me motivational speaking. Some days you're gonna see me praising God. Just know, like whatever it is, you're gonna just see a whole lot of realness. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this for them young cats that let them streets get to your mind, because like I'm a certified street nigga, right? Like certified, like check your streets, check your big homies. You know what I'm saying? That's about me. Everything you can think of in the street, I done lived and I done did. But I still stand on the top of social media in the world and let everybody know where I'm at today. And I couldn't have did it without the big man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a strong believer. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't afraid to say it. I ain't afraid to let nobody know how good God is, or how powerful and strong His works is. You know, I'm a man of my own choice. You know what I'm saying? So you too busy, y'all busy out here in these streets trying to become a man, and you think that toting that gun is something make you a man, which I'm not even trying to tell you you're not supposed to tote the gun, because I took one every day, because I'm going back home to my family every single night. But I ain't toting it looking for trouble, and I ain't put myself in areas where I know I'm gonna have to use it. But what I am gonna do, I'm gonna protect me for the part when God got to look out for His other children, and then He might need to say, "Hold on, give me 1 second, Fred. I'm gonna hold myself down for that second, because I'm going back home to mine." But long story short, all I'm telling you is, if you want to become a man, don't think you got to become a big homie in the game. You got to do something dumb and make everybody think you crazy. You want to become a man, bro, you got to do whatever the hell your heart make you want to do. That's what makes you a man. If your heart say you need to be the goofiest funny nigga in the world, and you decide to be goofy and funny, then that's what makes you a man. If your heart said you need to stay down in some sports and don't worry about what nobody in the hood say, then do your sports. That's what make you a man. If you want to work at McDonald's until you own one big dog, if that's what your heart follows, that's the only way you can become a man. Trying to be somebody else or trying to impress these other people just make you a clown. Only people trying to impress people are circus people. You want to be in the circus, then you keep trying to impress people. You need to do what your heart got you want to do, what your mind telling you, and your mind think that you really, really want to do, and that will make you a man. My mind tell me I want to see my kids happy. I want to see my family happy. I want to stay free. I want to go behind no bars. I want to live long enough for my kids to grow up and know what they need to do the certain thing for their kids and then teach their kids and make their kids teach their kids. I want my generation to grow. I want to strengthen my family to build and go through so I can stop all of my future family members from going through the things that I went through. You know what I'm saying? That's what made me a man. So none of y'all can tell me, man, you get what I'm saying? So long story short, I'm telling you, big dog, you need to make your mind up on what you want to do and do that. And there ain't nothing nobody in the world can tell you that you ain't a man. Just period. You heard that from me. The kid, TTG, no kids for real, wrong with that one.
You know what? How about I ain't got no mic to drop, so I'm gonna drop the chapstick. Thank you so much. That's all I can say. You have come out tonight. You have delivered all the joy in your smile. You have dropped jewels, and you talked about the justice that you only can learn through justice from a man of class. TTGFred, thank you for being a believer and for publicly disclosing that. Because see, a lot of people don't understand how you can be in the industry and not be of the industry. But you just spoke it today, and I will continue to speak it. When you know whose you are, you don't get caught up. Absolutely. Thank you again, and I cannot wait to see you in 2 weeks.
All right.
Have a good night.
Be blessed.
All right, you too. Oh my God, guys, that was TTGFred, and I'm gonna try if I can to throw y'all a clip out there so y'all can see TTGFred, his energy, and how he interacts in person. Guys, this has been an awesome night. I have enjoyed each and every one of you, and for those of you that are out there watching, thank you so much as well. Continue to watch, continue to share, do watch parties, have a good time, because guess what? I'm going to keep on bringing you joy, jewels, and justice, and we're going to keep this quad experience up. Have a great night, ladies and gentlemen.